Heaton, of course, was the queen of sitcoms, royal family, and everybody loves Raymond. And she's in good company again opposite, they're both so terrific, opposite Kelsey Grammer on the hit show Back to You. Take a look.
Well, are you saying that you're firing Montana because you think we paused?
We didn't. We didn't pause. So you're saying she's the best weather person we can get? Pause.
This is insanity. You're going to determine a woman's fate by something as trivial as how long it took us to respond?
Maybe we were just using that time to reflect positively on our colleague.
Were you?
Say something!
They are adorable together, and we're not pausing. Please welcome back Patricia Heaton. Isn't she wonderful? I'm so glad to see that you can barely walk in those shoes.
Aren't these the best?
You have to be helped up the stairs with those 10-inch heels.
Wow. They match the dress.
Do they go together?
They kind of do. I'm Midwestern, so everything has to match. It's like the shoes and the handbag and everything. All the colors have to be the same. Yeah, it's an Ohio thing.
I want to talk about Back to You because you are both, you're so perfectly cast as two newscasters, and you remind me of a lot of people I know, but not me. But you have a big birthday. You had a big birthday.
I had a big birthday. The big 5-0, baby. Bring it on, my love.
Do you like to tell your age in public? Is that something
you know
you enjoy?
what? You have to embrace it. Embrace it. You gotta go. You gotta shout it out because somebody's gonna. You have to embrace your fears and go for it. And it's better than the alternative, right? Which is not having your 50th
The alternative is not telling it. That's the alternative.
Do you not tell your birthday?
No, I don't. It's all over the place. People know it, but it's so high now that I get vertigo saying the
50. Say it. Just say 50. You say it.
I don't either. I fudge it.
And then do this. And flap these too. And just show your bingo wings and just let your Greek flag fly, baby.
If you say everything, they got nothing to say.
That's right. I embrace it, and I had a great time. And this is the thing. You got to celebrate. You got to celebrate it. I took 4 girlfriends to Maui. Oh. And we were planning it during the strike, so there's no income coming in. So I had to do my frequent flyer miles to get airline tickets for everybody. And they were so nice to us at the Four Seasons. We had a great time there. And we had no guys. Well, except the guy, the room service waiter that took the picture we have. I think that was the only guy. Do we have that picture of all of us? There. The room service waiter was so nice enough to take that picture of us. No, we had an automatic camera, but I emailed that picture to my. Okay, you can take it down. We're all naked in the tub together. Yes. No, I emailed that to my husband, and I said, the room service guy was nice enough to take this photo of us in the tub. He was like, "What are you doing there? No, we had a great time. We went kayaking, and it was whale season, so the whales and their pups were jumping up and down and spouting. Nice. And then we took the kayak right out there and jumped out into the water and, snorkeling. Well, the girls snorkeled. They would snorkel, and I'd go, I'll get our table at the restaurant and get a drink, and then we'd be watching a movie, and we all watched 27 Dresses, the girl movie, all in one bed, laying there.
Leave a little time for us to talk about your show.
Oh, okay. So anyway, we had a great time. So that I just feel, you got to go out and celebrate.
Absolutely. Well,
Yep.
So here's my question. You have that sound that those reporters have, that the anchors have. Is this something you...
Well, you watch it. I went through on, speaking of the internet, I went through the internet and went on YouTube and watched all these different reporters do their thing. And and they tilt their head and they say things, and they'll always say stuff like, it's in your car and it could kill you, coming up next. And they do the head down to emphasize, I guess, in case when, if deaf people are watching, they know what the sentence is, ended or not.
Period.
So that was really fun to do, and to look at the hairstyles and, all the stuff. It's funny, the East Coast anchors are a little more staid and conservative, and then by the time you get to L.A., I'm sorry, they look like hookers.
Do they really?
Well, there's a lot a
Yes, a
thing
lot of
with
cleavage
a
and
lot of big jewelry, like big hoop earrings. Do you want to trust your news to someone who's wearing great big hoop earrings? I don't think
Yeah,
so.
I'm going to notice this. Oh, by the way, I think the show is so great.
Oh,
and
Kelsey and I have
Grammer-
such a great time together.
You
I'm so
have
lucky
to.
to have
Did you-
gone from Raymond and then go to this show.
Well, did you feel like, because Raymond was such a successful show, we all loved it. Yeah, I got to play on it. Yeah, I was Sergeant Judy on the show with you. But
Yes.
did you feel like when you left that show that you wouldn't be able to,
Get another show that was
Yeah.
good. I mean, I guess I kind of thought about it. I felt like I had really hit the jackpot, and you're grateful for that. But I feel like I'm young enough that I have more to give and more to do. And I have 4 kids to put through college and 4 girlfriends to take on birthday trips. So
Every year you were pregnant. You don't even look like you've had 4 children.
well,
They're what,
talking about
9?
writing a book, the only thing in my book that I wrote all this stuff, and it was about, I wrote that I had a tummy tuck.
Yeah,
and that's
she always
all
tells
that
it.
anybody talked
They
about.
take one
So
thing.
they take the one thing.
Yeah.
And
That's
But
why
you
they
know,
shouldn't
there
tell
are
any
people
of
who
it.
feel you should have your own talk show.
I should. We thought about it when the 2 years between Raymond and Back to You. I looked into it. It's a lot of work
Tell
for
us
one
about
thing. It's a lot of work, and I don't know. I don't want to get, because every time you guys say something controversial, then it like blows up in the universe, and I just. I don't think I know. What is wrong with you
It's
people?
fun.
I go on once in a while and say a little, but then it goes away. So, but
Well, you had a thing at a point where they blew stuff up. I remember
oh my
now.
God.
Yeah.
So
So you
that's
didn't like
kind of
that.
hard.
It was hard for you.
It's a little bit hard. The internet is such a blessing in some ways. Like your kid comes to you and says, "My book report on 17th century Mandarin, Chinese ceremonial thing is due tomorrow." You're like, "No problem." But also then there's stuff that they look at, and it's really kind of awful.
Yeah, it's hard.
So,
it is a
and then
blessing and
I
a curse.
also waste 1,000 hours on the internet.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
For shoes and gossip. Shoes and gossip.
I like the online shopping because you get to order, you get the pleasure of ordering and then receiving it in the mail too. It's like getting it twice. That's what I like
And
about
then
it.
I take it back too.
Oh, good. So triple for you.
Yes, yeah.
What did the boys think about you going back to a sitcom? They love
Well,
Happy?
our 9, okay, you had to, no, 9, 10, 13, and 14.
Why? Boom, 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 boom.
Yes, and they, our hours are so short. Kelsey doesn't really like to rehearse, so we block the scene maybe twice, and we go home. They didn't know, my boys came home, there was a billboard of the show. My boy comes home, he says, "Are you working again?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm on a show." And then he was like, "Why do you have to go back to work?" He didn't even know I was gone. But the minute he found out about it, I'm
You
like,
should watch the show.
Yes, yeah. Well, he can't watch. It's too,
Well,
it's
if
too
you watch,
sexual.
you know how when you do a newscast, you have to stop at a certain point?
Yes.
Yeah, we have to.
Oh.
Okay? To tell you, you know what that's like. You're wonderful and adorable, and it's such a good show. Back to You is Wednesday nights. You just check your local listings. We'll be right back with Vicki Lake. She talks too. Right back.